There is part of the story of those fleeing Syria that's not properly been told. These are refugees from Syria, but they are not Syrians. Muhammad and her family are Palestinian. They were already considered refugees when they were in Syria, the place where all the family members were born. She tells me how they were treated when they arrived here.
There is no humanitarian relief. When we were traveling through the border, they made us Palestinians wait 4 hours. Each one of these children they made us pay for. We came with no money. I told them we were coming because of war, and they told me we had to pay.
Because of their nationality, they're only allowed to come into Lebanon for a short visit. We were told that when the family sought medical treatment here for 1-year-old Tala, who needs corrective leg surgery, doctors refused to treat her because she's Palestinian.
I'm sad and angry. She's a young girl. She's not going to be able to walk properly because I can't go back to Damascus to have it fixed, and no one here is helping us.
If you'd managed to flee from your home to escape the bombs and bullets and had made it to the safety of a neighbouring country, you might think the worst of your ordeal was over. But here in Lebanon, some refugees are treated differently from others. Syrians are allowed to stay here in safety. But if you're Palestinian, you're only allowed to stay in Lebanon for 15 days, and then you must go back into the war zone.
Most don't leave, however, and stay illegally. Here, Palestinians from Syria queue up for boxes of food items. 1 mattress per family is all they're given at the centre, the aid provided by a charity from the United Arab Emirates. They say they've received nothing from the UN, they can't get work, go to hospital or send their children to schools because they don't have permission to stay in this country. They don't want to be identified because they fear arrest and reprisals.
It's hard to live here. We are living here illegally. If we go back there, we live under shelling. If we stay here, we are breaking the laws. With these 2 scenarios, we are just tired. I asked the international community and Lebanese government to treat us like people.
It's estimated there are at least 3,000 Palestinian families from Syria in Lebanon, nearly half of them in the Bekaa Valley, both in refugee camps and private homes. There's no doubt these people are refugees, but in Lebanon they are not being given a place of refuge.
Well, we've been speaking to the UN Relief and Works Agency, which is the agency that deals with the Palestinian refugees. I think it's interesting that it's not the UNHCR. Again, the Palestinians are treated differently. They say that they're trying to ease the restrictions. They're speaking to the Lebanese government. But for now, these rules stand. Palestinians are allowed here for 1 week. They can extend that to 15 days. After that, they're here illegally. The only way they can stay is if they pay a fine. That fine amounts to about $35 per head. And these are people who fled with nothing. They can't afford that money, so they stay here illegally. One Palestinian man I spoke to recalled 2006, Israel's war in Lebanon. He said then there were many Lebanese who fled across the border into Syria. He said he put up Lebanese refugees then in his own home, and then he added, "This is how they repay us."